Hi again, guys, and welcome back to Quite with a Y. I say this at the start of every video. I have no idea if I'm changing the name or not. I'm bad at making choices. Y'all seem to be enjoying these, and I'm enjoying making them. Like I said, no promises on the schedule, but I do have something for y'all today, and I wanted to talk about how I can't get it up. Like, I couldn't get it up. That being, I really couldn't get up there in height. If y'all have seen me in pictures next to anybody or like any physical object that does not look real, I am comedically small next to James Marriott. If I ever stand next to my door in my setup, it becomes very clear that I only get up to about halfway. And growing up, I didn't really realize how much shorter I was than everybody in my class, except when I like looked at pictures 6 years on. And eventually when it did click in like middle or high school, because I got enough comments about it, it was something that at one point I felt like decently insecure about. I don't know why I described any level of insecurity as decent, but the truth of the matter is that I was kind of doomed from the start. Y'all know I have lost the genetic lottery. I am horrendously balding. I am proportioned more like a stick figure than a real person, but in like a cool and charismatic way, not in like a lame nerd way. And my tallest parent is 5'5". There was no way I was ever gonna beat this curse, like statistically speaking, but because it was something that I actively wanted to try and pursue, getting taller, I really game planned this shit as a kid. Nowadays, being short is like one of my personality traits. It's one of my go-tos for like when I can't think of something funny and just need self-deprecation to make you not think about that I've said nothing of substance in the last 5 minutes. But back then, I had set myself a goal. Like, I wanted to reach a certain height. I wanted to beat the odds of my chromosomes and get myself to that average height. 5'8". Very, very ambitious. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I've been like 5'5" since my freshman year of high school. I have not changed since. And like I would be like dieting, I'm gonna like work out and make myself get really tall and get these like growth spurs, and my shins are gonna hurt for a bit. That's gonna suck, but then I'm also gonna be 5'8". As you can tell, I am not 5'8", and I did not get any taller even from trying that, and the fact of the matter is, I was really bad at sticking with it. It's like, as time went on, and I realized how much commitment it would take to actually do this thing, I realized that I wasn't actually bothered by it that much. When I realized the amount of effort I'd have to put into changing my situation, I realized the situation isn't actually that much of a situation. I was just kind of being dramatic. And it was a slow process, but it was kind of like part of me learning how to accept the part of myself that I had some level of external insecurity from, which, like, let's be honest, it doesn't matter as your value as a person, and I'm fucking epic, so clearly it's not an issue. You know, people say that cliche of, oh, look at the bright side, or make the best of what you have, and honestly, there's a lot of good with being short. Like, I can't even complain at this point. I'm not so short that I've never been allowed on a ride, like, as an adult, because if I go to, like, a carnival or some shit, the only things I'm not really tall enough for are, like, reaching top shelf stuff, which is a problem, because my dumbass has put things on the top shelf before, knowing I would not be able to get it. But this is also not as much of a negative as you'd think, because then you can ask someone who's taller and more capable, hey, can you reach this for me? And then make grabby hands, and it's, like, really marketable. And going with that, it's very easy to feel secure in the embrace of someone taller than you, because fucking everybody is taller than you. As I grow up, my back pain will still be an issue more than likely, but not something like that, but not to the level that these Endermen out here who are like 7 foot tall and stealing shit off the ground are gonna be dealing with when they're old, like geriatric and senile. Plus, every Airbnb I've been in has like some weird part about it, and more than once, especially if you're like in the basement of someone else's actual house, low ceilings have been an issue for many a tall person I've known. You know who's never hit their head on a pipe because the ceiling was so low and they stick out of it? Me. Unfortunately, I just stay winning, and I have made the best of a situation that honestly was never that bad. It obviously has its trade-offs. There's like all these statistics about how short people have it worse, but I've just kind of learned that, well, this is how I am, and honestly, I kind of like how I am. I'm whimsical and approachable in nature by default. Like, I'm immediately non-threatening, even though I am like the most hench fucking gigantic person on earth. I could probably beat Canelo Alvarez in a boxing match. I'm pretty confident. And as I got older and I realized a little bit more what I wanted in life, aka a taller person to hold me, what used to be an insecurity has now become a feature. Something that I used to think was in the way of my goals has now aligned with my interests, and it's very nice. Plus, what I can say is, I know I joked about being weirdly proportioned, but when I sit down, I look like a normal individual. You just don't look below the chair, because you'll see my legs never touch the floor. I'm just spitballing about here. I just kind of came to accept a part of myself that, for whatever reason, I had some hang-ups about. I don't even know how much I genuinely felt them at the time, or it was like me feeling like I'm supposed to feel this way about my height. It's like, socially, I was being told that, well, yeah, being short's bad. Why wouldn't you be, like, insecure about it? But who cares? Is me just spitballing about how I just kind of came to accept a part of myself. But I've honestly come to like having it as a part of my individuality, if you want to be gay about it. Long story short, though, even though I can't get it up, I couldn't get up there in height, I'm still up. Like, I am still up. Like, I am winning. Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. Hit up that kwytebox at gmail.com. Email if you have something you want me to talk about, like something in your life or just a topic you think's interesting. But yeah, piss off.